Oh, the grill is gone. The grill is gone?
Nickelodeon isn't the network that raised us anymore. It's a nostalgia-drenched zombie stumbling through brand deals and TikTok trends like it's doing the Ren and Stimpy dance, but with dead eyes. A corporate shell wrapped in neon orange, trying desperately to stay relevant while bleeding out creativity in real time. The soul consumed by executive meetings, the magic lost in a sea of rebooted garbage and forced diversity arcs, and the slime, oh, it's still here. But now it feels like a symbol of the mess they can't clean up.
Need to take over your bodies.
So buckle up, grab your orange blimp, and prepare for a post-mortem on the channel that once ruled your childhood. This is The Downfall of Nickelodeon, a slime-covered tragedy in several acts. And the big question we're digging into, can Nick rise from the slime, or are we just watching the final credits roll on the Orange Empire? Let's rewind. Back to a time when kids' shows didn't talk down to kids, and humor didn't feel like it was filtered through a corporate focus group. Before the slime, before the chaos, before SpongeBob memes, there was Pinwheel. Nickelodeon's original name when it launched in 1977, a small educational cable channel for preschoolers. In 1979, it rebranded as Nickelodeon, named after the 5-cent movie theaters of the early 1900s. It had a scrappy, rebellious vibe, cheap, creative, and fun. Founded by Warner Amex Satellite Entertainment, its early mission was noble, high-quality educational programming for kids. But, spoiler, it was boring. No one watched, until Geraldine Laybourne took over in the 80s. She saw kids not as many adults, but as real people. Smart, emotional, messy, and she believed they deserved content that respected that. Under her leadership, Nickelodeon found its voice, and things got weird, brilliant, and hugely popular. Then came 1991, the birth of Nicktoons. Nickelodeon stopped imitating and started creating. Doug, Rugrats, and the gloriously chaotic Ren and Stimpy launched a new era of animation. Raw, original, kid-centric. Nick wasn't just winning at animation, it crushed live action too. Legends of the Hidden Temple, obstacle course insanity for a plastic monkey idol. All that were sketch comedy for kids that didn't feel watered down. Keenan and Kel, The Amanda Show. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Legit horror for preteens, braver than Goosebumps. Meanwhile, animated gems kept coming. Cat Dog,
Chomp! Stop! Chomp! Stop!
Rocket Power, weird, loud, and loved.
Condition prepared to countdown rocket power!
This wasn't just TV, it raised you. Nickelodeon was the cool older cousin who understood you. And it wasn't just a channel, it was a place. In Orlando, Florida, kids could visit slime-soaked studios and walk through the chaos. Add in the Kids' Choice Awards, where slime trumped speeches, and you had a network that felt like a movement. And that slime, not a gimmick, a rite of passage. If you got slimed, you'd made it. Nick gave kids something rare, content made for them, not just about them. Characters had braces, bad haircuts, embarrassing moments, and real friendships. Stories were weird, gross, heartfelt, and always honest. While most kids' content back then felt sanitized and condescending, Nickelodeon dared to trust its audience. It wasn't afraid to be absurd or even dark, because it knew kids could handle it. More than that, they wanted it. Nick understood that kids live in messy, emotional worlds, and that humor helps them make sense of it. So the channel met them where they were, emotionally, socially, creatively. And it struck a balance. For every fart joke, there was a moment of friendship. For every slime explosion, a hidden life lesson, wrapped in a DIY rebellious style that felt real. Nick told a generation, you're not too weird, you're not too loud, you're not alone. Why did it work? Because it tapped into something real. Nickelodeon asked, what if we gave kids real comedy, real stakes, and a little chaos? It trusted their emotional intelligence, letting them face discomfort, absurdity, and conflict without padding. It made them feel like insiders in their own world. And then came the Holy Trinity, SpongeBob SquarePants, 1999. Meme legend before memes were a thing. Avatar, The Last Airbender, 2005. Emmy-level storytelling in cartoon form. Drake and Josh, 2004. Sitcom perfection, internet gold. You didn't just watch these shows, you lived them. And the creators? Butch Hartman, Steven Hillenburg, Dan Schneider, visionary world builders. We'll get to that later. They didn't just make shows, they made you feel something. But somewhere in the 2010s, something shifted. Nickelodeon lost its edge. The soul faded. The weirdness replaced with corporate polish. The content felt safe, predictable, overproduced. It looked bright and energetic, but felt emotionally empty. Still, let's not rewrite history. Before the fall, there was a second golden age. iCarly.
A game. They use blow tubes with little paintballs.
Victorious.
Do I not have a happy-go-skippy personality?
Zoe 101.
I signed us up to be on the planning committee for Spring Fling.
Us.
These shows slapped. They were quotable, energetic, and genuinely fun. To an entire generation, they were Nickelodeon. But beneath the surface, things were changing. The chaos contained, the weirdness sanitized. And one man was behind nearly all of it. Dan Schneider, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious. His name was on everything. But behind the scenes, things were more complicated. And we'll come back to that. In 2018, Nickelodeon quietly cut ties. No big press release, just gone. With him disappeared the last traces of messy, unfiltered kids' content. Love him or not, Schneider represented a kind of creative chaos that no longer fit the brand.
You won't tell anyone. I promise.
After him, the suits took over, and control replaced creativity. Nickelodeon stopped being a platform and became a product. Shows were cast by algorithm, written for brand deals, and designed for clippability. That's how you get breadwinners. A show that felt like DuckTales on a sugar crash. Flashy, fast, and forgettable. Then came the lab-grown era. The Loud House, Henry Danger, Game Shakers, shows built to go viral, not to last. Remember Captain Man stuck in a wall? Or Lincoln Loud managing bathroom breaks like a military op? They weren't terrible. Some were fun, but they felt engineered, polished into mediocrity, market-tested to death. The Loud House had charm, Casagrandes had originality, but those stood out because most everything else felt plastic. Meanwhile, the true storytellers left. Craig Bartlett, creator of Hey Arnold, left the network. The creators of Avatar, The Last Airbender, gone after delivering what might be Nickelodeon's last true masterpiece. After Avatar, which felt like an artistic accident, Nickelodeon stopped chasing greatness. It chased trends. And SpongeBob, he got merchandised, spin-offs, prequels, crossovers. By the mid-2010s, SpongeBob reruns dominated the schedule, sometimes airing back-to-back for hours on end. Instead of creating new icons, they microwaved the old ones. Desperate, Nickelodeon pivoted. TikTok influencers, NFL slime games, crossovers no one asked for. Even Baby Shark made an appearance. Seriously. All aimed not to move audiences, but to make them click, share, and forget. You could hear it screaming, "Please notice us, Gen Z. Slime, memes, anything." The irony, Nickelodeon keeps chasing trends to impress Gen Z. But what Gen Z actually wants is exactly what made Nick great in the first place. Real stories, real chaos, real characters, not slime for clicks, but stories that stuck with you. When did it crack? Was it Dan Schneider's quiet exit, the rise of oatmeal bland shows, or when they slimed an actual NFL game? Yes, that happened. In 2021, during a real wildcard game, SpongeBob was projected onto the end zone. Russell Wilson got digitally slimed, and someone approved that with a straight face. This wasn't parody, it was strategy. Nickelodeon, once TV's anarchist, had become a middle manager. Even the Kids' Choice Awards, once wild and chaotic, became a glittery PowerPoint. Influencers replaced icons. The jokes became brand safe. The randomness, rehearsed. When you choreograph chaos, you fake the slime. And when you fake the slime, you fake the soul. But underneath the shiny surface, something darker festered. In March 2018, Nickelodeon parted ways with Dan Schneider, its most prolific showrunner. Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious. He was their second golden age. But his exit wasn't just creative. Reports confirmed there was an internal investigation into his on-set behavior. No charges filed, but the signs were troubling. Foot fetish jokes, tense sets, kids pushed too far. For years, rumors swirled, screenshots, theories, dismissed as drama, until 2024. That's when Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV aired, a 4-part documentary that laid it bare. Actors like Alexa Nicholas came forward.
Why do you smile so much? Are you an alien? You know, why are you so nice? I would start noticing.
Crew members described toxic environments. Even Mark Summers spoke out. This wasn't just about one man. It was about a culture, a system that profited from childhood joy while ignoring the cost. The public was stunned, not just by the stories, but by who told them. This was Nickelodeon, our childhood, our heroes, our slime. Now those clips hit different. The laughter turned uneasy. The silence felt heavy. Nickelodeon acknowledged the documentary. But the damage was done, because the real betrayal wasn't what happened. It's how long it was ignored. Meanwhile, the network stopped innovating. It played it safe. More SpongeBob reruns, spin-offs designed for bingeability. No new legends, just leftovers. And while Nickelodeon coasted, YouTube, Netflix, and Disney Plus stole the audience. Kids didn't want fake chaos. They wanted truth. And the one network that used to get that forgot how. Nickelodeon didn't explode. It leaked away through every bland reboot, every cameo, every quiet HR memo, until only the logo remained and the memory of what it used to mean. So how did we go from chaotic genius to algorithm-approved sitcoms? Nickelodeon stopped setting trends and started chasing them. And you can't chase memes. By the time their PR team learns what Riz is, Gen Alpha's already moved on to the next ironic frog gif. The result? Shows that feel like BuzzFeed quizzes. Kind of fun, instantly forgettable.
Now that!
TikTokified scripts, try-hard catchphrases, and characters that sound like brand mascots. And viewers noticed. Memes say it all. SpongeBob was the last good Nick show. Fake show pitches like Slime Talk High that feel weirdly believable. Even kids can tell when they're being sold to, especially when it's wrapped in neon filters, fake trends, and slang written by adults pretending to be 13. Where's the weird? Where's the chaos? Nick once gave us chocolate-obsessed fish, alien penguins, and sketch shows that bordered on surrealism. Now it's life lessons in disguise, one-note characters, and Pinterest corsets. But the real betrayal? It's not even bad. It's boring. And for Nickelodeon, that's unforgivable. So, is it all doom and slime? Not necessarily. There are flashes, moments. Occasionally, a show or special reminds us of what Nickelodeon used to be. A clever joke, a genuinely weird side character, a story that dares to be different. The Casagrandes tried to add some real cultural flavor.
Have you not taste buds? There's nothing wrong with these, they're delicious!
Glitch Techs proved that there's still room for bold, fresh concepts, and once in a while, even modern SpongeBob stumbles into brilliance. A visual gag, a surreal tangent, like a ghost of greatness peeking through. And let's be honest, nostalgia has a filter. Not everything in the 2000s was gold-plated genius. For every Avatar, The Last Airbender, there was a Planet Sheen, or something that felt like a time filler wedged between better reruns. But there's a world of difference between evolving and selling your soul. Nickelodeon doesn't need to recreate the past. It needs to reclaim its pulse. The magic was never in the budget or the branding. It was in the attitude, the audacity, the fearless weirdness, the unpolished honesty that made kids feel seen, messy, and real. That spirit? You can't fake that with filters. You have to earn it. So bring back the weird. Embrace the chaos. Take risks. Make shows that confuse parents again. That's how you know you're doing something right. And please, let the slime mean something again. Because if Nickelodeon can't figure out how to be authentic again, it won't be a reboot that kills it. It'll be slow, silent irrelevance. If you enjoyed this nostalgic autopsy of Nickelodeon's rise and collapse, smash that subscribe button like you're hitting a 1999 game show buzzer. Ring the bell so you don't miss the next brutally honest TV takedown. And hey, drop a slime emoji in the comments if you made it this far. Stay weird, stay chaotic, stay subscribed.